talking about Bollywood today. We're talking about Bollywood because I'm obsessed with Bollywood, number one. You know that. And Candy was like, I like Bollywood. I said, Candy, you should come on and talk Bollywood with me because I don't know anybody else around that does watch Bollywood. I don't know anybody else around that watches Bollywood. So I was like, I need to have Candy come on. We discussed, and I told you to watch a movie.
Yes.
So what movie I tell you to watch?
So you asked me to watch Jodhaa Akbar.
Is that how you say
it? It was a 3-hour movie, and it was beautiful. I loved it. I loved it.
This movie had my boyfriend, Candy. Do you know how to say his name? Hrithik Roshan.
Hrithik
Roshan.
Hrithik
Roshan.
Hrithik Roshan. And our girl, because I love her. She's been on several. I think she's like a hot commodity in Bollywood. Aishwarya Rai Bachchan.
Number one, the acting in this was amazing, right?
Yes.
The acting. I mean, just think of those scenes with my boyfriend Candy. Just think of those scenes when he's doing his sword fightings with his shirt off. Did you think of me in those scenes?
I was like, this is what Amanda was talking about. Okay.
He was doing those moves and he had his shirt off and he was doing all this and that. And then he was jumping on the elephants to train him. That takes skill, Candy. That takes skill.
That was out of control. I was like not paying attention at that time. And then he landed like you kind of just see it out of the corner of your eye. And I was like, he just landed like that.
And they showed like he had some
like,
air
boom.
up there and landed right on top of that. So he's number one. His physical acting is very good, very good. But even going to her because it's hard not to I think look at him and not just fall in love. So for her to totally play like that, hard to get, kind of just like, well, you aren't impressing me with your emperor title. You're not impressing me with your emperor title. No,
that's right. Because a lot of their acting in this film was like very visual. Like they looked into each other's eyes so many times.
Yeah. So
it was just kind of like,
and even other times. When they had, those were some of my favorite scenes when they would have the curtain in between them, right? And talking to each other between the curtain. It built up for something, didn't it? It built up for something. God. So the story is loosely based. They say loosely based on true events, right? It's loosely based on true events. The emperor, married her, different religion. Mm-hmm. So, and then he kind of made it kind of countrywide, right? Countrywide that, these two religions or something, we're going to respect them both kind of, right?
Right. Jamal is Muslim and Princess Jodhaa is Hindu. For Hindu.
Okay. And then so I don't know much about the different religions, but I do know one can eat meat and one can't. Right? I know that. One can eat meat. One is vegetarian, and I'm thinking, well, it was hers, so Hindu. She's vegetarian because they had that whole scene, like when she went to the kitchen to cook a meal, and she was going to make it all vegetarian, but it has to be cleaned properly because meat was cooked in there.
Right.
So it had to be cleaned properly. So yeah, she was like vegetarian, but different religions. Number two, I want to say about this movie. You said it already. How beautiful was it?
So beautiful. I mean, the colors, the saris, the jewels. Oh my gosh. Like, he was decked out in pearls at all times. Mm-hmm. And obviously she was drenched in gold. Mm-hmm. And that nose ring.
I know. Me and Candy said it too. Like, when we were talking a little bit, when she watched, you were only probably about 30 minutes in or something like that. Mm-hmm. But we're both like, I want to get me a nose ring now. I want to get me ring. And we can just sport every time. And I'm gonna have a big loop in mine. I want a big loop at all times.
So here's my question.
Okay.
So, before they're married, they have like just the stud piercing and like
Okay.
the chain. I'm wondering, do they, you know, graduate, if you will,
Oh,
to the
oh.
larger ring once they're married?
Oh, is that a thing?
Because her mom also had a very large ring in her nose, and it looked like a gauge, right? It was not like a thin, like a regular earring
Yeah.
type, like something like this.
Uh-huh.
It was like super thick.
Yeah. That's a good question because I don't know. My
Yeah.
people
So
will
if
answer it for
any of our
us.
friends want to answer
My
that for
people
us.
will answer that for
Okay, so
us.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
So in most typical Bollywood movies, there's a lot of dancing, right? There wasn't
Yes.
as much dancing in this one,
There wasn't as much dancing or music, I would say, in this
right?
one. They did have a couple of numbers, and the
Hmm.
numbers were like the first one really I can remember is the one when she's singing her religious hymns, right?
Right.
And he
Yeah.
hears it, and he's like drawn to it, and where she has her little chapel place or her little church or worship
Her
area that they
temple.
made right
Her
there.
little temple. Yeah, I mean, she did a lot of singing. She did a lot of the singing, which I'm wondering is if she actually sang
No,
those songs herself.
no,
Yeah.
that's one thing in Bollywood I have learned, Candy, is with their movies, they want the best of everything, right? So
Yeah.
they would pick the best actors for the part and the best, costumes and the best places, but also the best singers. So they always have a famous singer. All these movies, it's usually sung by one of these huge, mega talented
Yeah.
singers. It usually is.
Cool.
But it is neat how it's shot because you actually kind of thought she did.
Yeah.
So that tells you right there of her
So
talents.
they really went through a lot in
They
that three
did.
hour
They
span.
did.
Like, we got to learn about the elder mother,
Mm-hmm.
how I'm assuming that, when the queen has the babies, they kind of have
A
their
wet
staff
nurse.
that helps.
Yeah.
And, they allowed his elder mother
Uh-huh.
to really become like, because I think, was it her that had said something to one of the ladies in waiting, and she said, she's going to have to really get through her
It
to
was
get to him.
it was his mom. His mom said that.
His mom,
It
right?
was his
Okay.
mom, his real mom, who said it to the empress when they first got married. That she's the one
Okay.
you really have to. But wasn't that something when like the elder mom, she totally turned on him and all that stuff. But the part when he was just like quiet, don't you speak like that to my mother. And I was like, get him! Get him! The journey it takes you on from the start when he's a kid and they showed it, it really is a climatic type movie that it builds up, builds up. It builds up their whole relationship. Not only for him becoming emperor and coming into his own and his own man. What a good guy is he, right? For number one, like he was sparing lives when, and back in those days they were beheading people and doing all that. So,
Girl,
I know. He
how
was,
about when he threw that guy off the building and he was like, and they were like, Emperor, he's still
and
moving.
then bring him back. And so their love story, that whole journey of them falling in love. And what a good guy. Because even when, they first get married, and she's like, I have conditions. And then he went and listened to her conditions. And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. And then on the wedding night, he went in there and she was doing that. And he's like, I'm not going to push. So that's what it really, it's just such a sweet love
Well, I
story.
mean, we know why Jamal and Jodha got put together. Obviously, it's for to bring peace to the kingdoms.
Yeah.
But in everyday families that still practice, say, what is it, betrothals and matching the children, or not the children, but
Mm-hmm.
matching the people. That's a beautiful practice. It really is.
So you're talking about the practice of arranged marriages.
Yes.
You have the love story and everything, but don't they
Mm-hmm.
keep some things, the intimate things, like still so
Yes.
private and not make it trash? That's one thing I love, 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 Candy. Is how they make even those moments private and don't seem
Mm-hmm.
trashy and it's still just beautiful. It's still beautiful.
I mean, you literally, like, you feel like the connection
Mm-hmm.
because you just see the chemistry building with between the two characters or between the two actors,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like you just think, oh,
You feel it. You
oh
feel it on a deeper than if they were over there kissing and all that kind of stuff. You feel it on
exactly,
a deeper level.
exactly. Because did you notice he never kissed her on the mouth?
Mm-mm.
He like kissed her everywhere else,
Mm-hmm.
or like not
Like on
everywhere
the
else,
well, the
but
head,
like on
sometimes.
her face, on
Yeah,
her head, on. Oh, it was beautiful.
these period pieces, which I love. That's if I
Oh my
could
gosh.
guess, if I could like pick like some of my favorite Bollywood movies, but it has to be like these period
Well,
pieces.
going back to where she cooked the food for him,
Yeah,
she was just like, no, no, like it was my pleasure to do that, to cook for him.
uh-huh.
But then I felt so bad for her when they made her eat it
That
because,
that was that nurse, the wet nurse
like,
mom.
she was totally just bullying her.
Mm-hmm.
She was showing, like, hey, you might be his wife, but I'm still the elder mom.
Even when someone is bullying her and stuff, she still was like calm and
Yeah.
was like
Everybody, people here will be popping off, girl,
yeah.
popping off.
You can get a lot of mean people on YouTube saying all kind of mean stuff. But since I've been doing Bollywood and covering the movies and this getting to know it and the people, I've never met nicer people. And it's reflected in their movies. I feel like it's reflected in their films. You can see it in their songs if you listen to those. So it is.
I was just reading reading the text on the subtitles, but just like the body, the chemistry, and just the body language. I mean, seriously, even during the fight scene when she's fighting, when both of them are sword fighting,
I love that scene.
that was a great
That
scene.
was, and then that part, and her hair comes down, and she's like,
Oh,
"All right, well,
it was legendary.
that was our movie review. Make suggestions what you want us to watch next time and talk about.
Yes,
Make
because I
suggestions.
am here for it.
And until next time, I'm here with Candy, and we talked about Jode. I still can't say the names right. Jodhaa
Jodhaa Akbar.
Akbar. Jodhaa Akbar. All right. Bye, y'all. Thanks for watching.
Bye.